Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever and wherever you are. My name is Alex, and I am here to show you how to do a click-to-move system for a top-down game here in Gdevelop. This is going to be a super quick tutorial, so follow along and we'll get you squared away. All right, so for this particular project, the first thing I want to do is set up a player object. We're going to use something that's already built into Gdevelop just for simplicity here, so you can follow directly along. You don't need any assets. It'll all be included. All right, so what we need to do is click Add a New Object, and we're going to search the hero. Search for hero, and we're going to be selecting the green hero, but he'll be down here. And once we select it from the asset store, we can just add it to the scene, and it'll import all of it into here. Now that we have that done, I want to open up the sprite, and we're going to go to behaviors, and we're going to add something here. We're going to add a pathfinding behavior. So you can see pathfinding, I've already searched it in, and pathfinding is what we're looking for. We want to make sure that we turn off the rotate object, or it'll turn your character upside down while we're moving. So we're going to go ahead and turn that off, hit apply, and we're going to go back into our hero character, go to the edit points, and your origin of your character is going to be way up here in the top left. What we want to do is move that origin down to the character's feet, and so that way the character puts its feet wherever you click on the mouse. So we're going to go ahead and hit close there, hit apply. And now that we have the basics of that in place, we can go on to the next step. We're going to go ahead and grab that character and add it to the canvas. And then what we're going to do is right click on the canvas, go to scene properties, and then we're going to edit the scene variables. We're going to add two scene variables. We're going to add, we're just going to copy and paste. So we have two of them. We're going to name this move to position, or POS, and then X position. We're going to copy that and and paste it on this one. We're going to get rid of the X and just do Y. Move to position X, move to position Y. We're going to hit OK. And that's it for those variables. Now we're going to move into the event section. This is the cool part. So now that you have your blank canvas, it'll look something like this without these in here. It'll just be a blank little screen that has a add a new event to it. What we're going to do is we're just going to click on that. I'm going to go ahead and move mine into organization for my tutorials here. And we're going to add our first condition. There's only two conditions in this entire call to make a click and move system. And there'll be a few actions, but the first condition that we need to add is the at the beginning, BEG, and then you could type a few different things to get to here, but all you need to do is at the beginning of the scene. So as soon as the game scene launches, we need it to do something. Well, we are going to go into our actions, and we're going to type VAR as in variable. And there's only one variable now as of Gdevelop 5.4 plus. So anything after that, you'll see that there's just one variable here. And we're going to click on this one, which is the scene variable. We can see that as the scene icon, and it's a number variable. We can see that as 1, 2, 3. We're going to click on that move to position X, and we're going to set this equal to green hero, our hero's X position. And we're going to hit OK. We're going to copy this with Control-C, paste it into here, and all we're going to do is change the X value to Y on both of these. Now, what's happening is at the beginning of the scene, now when we first launch our game, the move to position on the X and Y axis, instead of being 0, is what we had it set for before. Our hero will now be the starting location. So that way the hero doesn't move at the start of the game. And then all we need to do is add a new event, and this one needs to be underneath it, not as a child. This would be a child. We need to make sure it's just in line with it, and we need to add one more condition. This is pretty straightforward, actually. So what we need to do is click on the condition, and we need to type mouse. We're going to be looking for the mouse button released. We're going to add that, and we're going to check the left mouse button. So when the left mouse button is released, we need to do something with our character. Well, the first thing we need to do is change our move to direction equal to something. So what I like to do is just copy both of these at the same time, paste them into here, and now instead of the hero's location, we want cursor X and cursor Y. Now, if you have multiple game layers, let's say you have a UI layer, a player layer, a tile map layer, or something like that, you may need to add in the layer's name here, and then followed by what camera you want. 0's default, but if you don't know or don't have multiple cameras, you can just leave that out and just insert the layer name. But in this particular case, we only have one layer, so we don't need to do anything else. So now what happens is at the beginning of the scene, the player's in the right position, the move to is set to the player. Whenever we click the mouse button, we want to change that move to position to whatever the cursor was just clicked on. And then we want to do one final step here. We're going to click on our green hero, and we're going to move down into our pathfinding. We may actually need to type path. And we're going to look for move to a position. The move to position, you may have guessed it, super simple. We're going to move the character to the mouse position of X and the mouse position or move to position of Y. We're not using the mouse directly. You could potentially do that, but this just kind of lets us interrupt that movement if we want to. And just like that, if we click preview on our game and we left click, our character, as long as you move the foot point to the right location, will now move where it's supposed to go. If you want to change those speeds or anything like that, you can go back into your game scene, double click, go into your behavior, and you can adjust that right here. Now, maybe our game is set to 16 by 16 on the virtual grid, so we need to shrink that down a little bit. We could do that right there. So now the character will move on a much smaller grid to make sure that it's pathfinding in the right direction. So I have a challenge for you. So I may have shown you some of the beginning steps on how to do a movement system, but I have one little thing I want you to do. So I'm not going to show you how to do it in this video, but I think that you'll be able to figure it out. I want you to create another event and check to see if the player is moving. And if the player is moving, we need to check the position of the X value for both the player and the move to position. If the player is less than the move to position on the X axis, then we need to flip the character so that they're facing the right way. And the opposite is true. So go ahead and do that for added game juice to make sure your game is looking as polished as it can be. Well, that's all I have for you. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, happy game making. I'll see you in the next video.